Welcome everyone. It's the energy update for May. Hi Jeremy.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
I'm trying to stay neutral. That's kind of my thing is neutrality these days. Cuz
That's good.
I say interesting a lot. Well, that's interesting. And I'm well. Trying to ride the
Those are
middle.
good affirmations.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
It's
I
like a
definitely need those.
it's like a fake it till you make it kind of a situation,
There
right?
you go. Yeah, I mean
I'm right with you in there.
yeah, it's I know there's people out there that are doing really great. They're having
Yeah,
they're just,
thank
we've got a
goodness.
friend that's launching a really cool business and
Hmm.
we know people are really struggling. We're experiencing that personally and within our own families and I I just want to start this conversation off with wherever you're at today. Not just you, Jeremy, and not just me, but wherever you're at today, we were just talking about this. It's okay to be where you're at.
Yep, 100%.
Give yourself grace and allow yourself to experience what you need to experience emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, to understand and to be. And we're going to talk about why that's important.
Yeah.
It's the month of the Yin Metal Snake. You want to start us off, Mr. Snake?
Oh my gosh. Well, how is the year of the snake treating all of us, first of
Mm-hmm.
all?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you're letting go of? What are you transforming in your life? We're all in the middle of a huge snakeskin shed, and it's good, bad, and ugly, and all everywhere in between. Um, and now we're heading into the month of the snake. So this is double snake energy. This is really intense. And
Yeah.
the thing that is so interesting about the snake is it's extremely unpredictable. We don't know what is going to happen next. The snake is going to bring us some twists and turns this month,
Mm.
a lot of which will be really shocking, especially because of the element that the snake is in, which is metal. And the natural element of the snake is fire. So the analogy I like to use when comparing fire and metal, that yin metal to that fire energy, is like picking up a curling iron from the wrong end while it's on. I've
Oh
spent
my,
25 years being a hairstylist, and I've done that many a time, got the
can feel.
calluses on my it hurts. And the last time I did it, it was so interesting because it was right before one of these updates that we were going to film years ago. And I was looking at that and I was like, oh my gosh, not only is it an unpredictable thing, like from the snake's perspective, but it leaves a scar, it
Hmm.
leaves lasting effects. So this is a month to really, really pay attention to what's coming up, whether it be random or unpredictable or unexpected. Look at what comes up and act accordingly. It doesn't need to be, you don't need to be reactive to everything that happens
Mm.
this month. You can take your
Yeah.
time to feel how you feel and create a game plan. Take a night to sleep on it before you make any rash decisions.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
That's great advice. Yeah, that volatile energy. I mean, even hearing your story about the curling iron, I remember as like I was an 8-year-old and I was on this little three-wheeler, it had an engine, and I turned and I laid my inner ankle right up beside the engine.
Yeah.
And that I had that scar for years,
Mhm.
decades. I mean, I think I just barely noticed a couple months ago that it was gone. So it's
Yeah.
that got that lingering effect, but
Mhm.
it doesn't necessarily need to be painful,
Mm.
right? It can have a lingering effect that speaks of the change and the
Yeah.
transformation that the snake brings about. Because yin metal, how I often see that is the rainbow.
Mm.
It sits in the west, it's the full spectrum of light, and it's translucent. It's iridescent. It's light. You can put your hand through it. You can walk through it. You can see through it. So it's got
Yeah.
this ethereal quality to it that also speaks of change, right? The
Mm.
rainbow, the sun and the water coming together. So I think it's such a profound month as we're heading into these hot temperatures, these hot seasons up here in the Northern Hemisphere. So I think there's so much potential. But like we've talked before, it kind of depends on where you're sitting. If you're
Mhm.
wallowing in the shadow and you're wallowing in the victim and the blaming and the fear of, and it's hard to not these days,
Oh, yeah.
versus what are you doing to pull yourself out into the light? Into Yin Metal is a very playful energy. It's about
Mhm.
children, it's about creativity, but in an organized way, right? In fact, I was teaching a class this morning and this visual came up, and it's kind of like, when you get done doing a painting project, you've got to be able to clean up and put things away, right? And
Mhm.
create a clean slate. So there's a little bit of organization and structure that comes with yin metal. And a lot of times in creativity, it gets really messy, right? It gets chaotic.
Yeah.
And this memory came back, and years ago I was sitting in a circle with people and we were toning, not with bowls, with our voice. Not everybody has, I can't sing, I can't carry a tune. And everybody starts, and you start, toning, and it's very uncomfortable. You're kind of embarrassed about your voice, and you're like, oh my God, they can sing so well, and everybody's not matching. It doesn't take long, minutes, before
Mhm.
all the resonance matches.
Yeah.
Everybody's voice naturally connects, and it brings order, that organization to that creative process.
Mm.
So I think with the change of the snake and exposing ourselves maybe to more play and creativity,
Mm.
we can find some order within this, or maybe use the chaos of the world right now in a more playful, creative way. Just my two
Yeah.
cents.
I love that. I was doing a reading the other day and she was like, "What do you do?" Like I'm dealing with some illness right now and I'm in bed all day long. And I said, I have to break up my day with things that I look forward to. So I every day at 1 o'clock, I turn on an episode of The Golden Girls because I love that show. It makes me laugh. It makes all of my troubles go away, and I can just zone in on that. I have a time where I get on to my phone and I play my favorite game. So we have to do things that are playful to even if we're going through something hellish, which I am right now. um, we need something to jog our memory of better times and
Mm,
things that we can do that are creative, that stimulate our minds to think in a more positive direction.
yeah,
And that's a perfect
I love
example
that.
of doing something creative. I mean, I love that you're saying getting into the creativity, doing something that's playful. Children's laughter comes to mind,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah.
So find that. I mean, we're in such serious times, and it's really
Mhm.
easy to get locked into and focused on just getting through the day to day, surviving, taking care of your basic needs. But I love that. In fact, right before we came on, I went to turn off the TV out in the living room, and Laverne and Shirley were on, and I was just standing there laughing because they were both up on the coat hooks. Do you remember that episode? And they're like trying to swim and get to the door. I was laughing so hard.
See, it's that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
Because, like I said,
Hmm.
if you pick up the curling iron from the wrong end, it's going to burn you, but you're going to need some distractions so that you can focus on other things while
Yeah.
this heals.
Perfect.
Yep.
That you just wrap that up in a beautiful bow.
Yeah.
So, as we know, not all the other zodiac animals get along with the snake, although he's got a
Mhm.
pretty good track record. One,
Yeah.
two,
He's one
three,
of the
four, five,
ones
six. He gets along with
with
seven.
6 or 7. Yeah.
Well, seven animals he's just neutral with. And then there's a
Yeah.
few others that he really likes. So
Right.
that kind of surprises me that the snake is such a good friend with everybody, or most people. Here we are, my snake friend across the street. Do you want to talk about the pig and the snake
Yeah,
relationship?
let's
You're
talk about the
familiar.
pig for just a second. So the pig, Hmm. I need to take a deep breath before I go into the pig because those who have a pig in their chart this year are really experiencing the brunt of what the snake is doing because pigs don't necessarily enjoy unpredictability. They
Hmm.
don't necessarily enjoy the what I like to call the ugly surprise, right? So
Yeah.
it's pigs have to really, really watch themselves this year and really, really do some self-soothing and some self-care and whatever punches come, roll with the punches, go with the flow as much
Hmm.
as you possibly can. This month, especially, I would lay low. If you have a pig in any of the pillars in your chart,
Yeah.
lay low, especially in that area of life, whatever pillar that is that's affecting. So if it's your year pillar, I've got a family member that's a pig, in the year pillar. This is a month of major transformation, so lay low, watch
Hmm.
your energy levels, watch your health, watch your mind. What kind of things are you doing to take care of yourself? Are you drinking water? Are you eating food? Make sure that you're
Hmm.
doing those things, especially if you have a pig in the health pillar, the day pillar.
Hmm.
Make sure that you're watching your health. If it's in your
Yeah.
mind, if it's in the mind pillar, make sure that you're taking care of your mental health and watch your parents, watch your family members. What's happening
Hmm.
with them this month? If it's in the hour pillar, take care of your emotional energy. Do the things that are self-soothing and self-caring. And also watch your kids. What's going on with your kids this month? What
Hmm.
transformations are they going through?
Yeah. It may not be as much of a social year as pigs
No.
prefer. They're not
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with the isolation where snake
Yeah.
kind of thrives in that and prefers it. So
Yeah.
great advice, great insights on that. I think the tiger and snake, I'm kind of doing some self-reflecting there with my tiger and my emotional body.
Mm-hmm.
The tiger and snake kind of have this distrustful relationship. So the snake, it's like, oh, what's really going on here? Is there something behind the scenes that I'm not privy to? So it's one of the examples I gave in class earlier today was, and I don't know if this lady has a tiger in her chart, but her and her husband went to Draper, Utah to go paragliding. As we've seen, people always up in the air there. And she didn't like the instructor. She didn't trust him. So she said, I'm not going. And so her husband went up by himself. And I love that.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that because it wasn't like, oh, you're a jerk and I don't trust you. It was like, I'm trusting me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she might have said, I don't trust you. But what she was saying is, I'm trusting my intuition.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think a lot of us are going to get to do
Yeah.
during this whole snake year. But I think the tiger needs to maybe make it less about other people and make it more about leaning in and trusting your instincts and your drive.
Yeah.
I have a tough time talking about the monkey and snake because they got
Well,
that love hate
it's
thing.
complex,
Yeah,
right?
good word.
It's complex because, the monkey, he's doing his thing and he's swinging through the trees, and I think that's one of the reasons why the snake and monkey are secret friends because the snake is like, you go do your thing, just leave me alone and go and play and I'll watch. I'll watch you play. That's great. Fantastic. Because the snake is very, again, kind of distrustful of things and really skittish. Any sudden moves and it's going to attack, right? So it can see the monkey in the distance kind of doing its thing and having play, which is why I think that they can get along, which is first and foremost their good relationship, which is secret friends.
I
Then
think,
there's two
yeah,
others.
yeah, I'd like to add to that though, because I think they're really good yin and yang.
Yes.
What's really interesting is my daughter's a double monkey and her husband's a double snake. And so I get to see that play because
Yeah.
he's very chill. He's like the
Hmm.
cool snake in the Jungle Book, right? He's
Yeah.
the cool Mr. Smooth, nothing really gets him worked up. And everything is a big dramatic big deal for her. So they're really good at balancing each other out that
Yeah.
way. The seriousness and the carefree or silliness of the monkey, but like you said, there's that breakup energy,
Yeah, there
and
is. I think that that's when the monkey gets closer to the snake, and the snake's like, "Wait a minute, go play. What are you doing?"
hmm
And
yeah,
so it's one of those things where breakup energy, I don't think that the monkey means to spook the snake,
hmm
but I think it does. And what does the snake do when it gets spooked? It
right,
bites.
right, exactly.
And the monkey's smart. The monkey's very clever, so it's not gonna come back for more after it gets bitten. It's gonna learn the lesson. It's not gonna come back.
Yeah.
So that's how I see the breakup between
hmm
the monkey and the
hmm
snake. The other thing is breakups don't necessarily have to be negative. They can be the end of one chapter and the beginning of a new chapter.
Love that.
So when we bring those two entities together, we're talking about, where does the snake want us to transform? And where
hmm
does the monkey want to begin again? Where does the monkey want to start anew? So bringing these two together can actually be a good thing for breakup energy. If there is something in your life or an
hmm
area that's stagnant that needs to shake up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, because oftentimes, like you just said, the breakup can be something that maybe hasn't been working for a while, and now all of a sudden it's good,
Yeah.
or it could be
Yeah.
the opposite, where things were going great, and it's like, oh no, what happened? So it really just gives an
Mhm.
opportunity to reconnect and build communication and compromise because they
Yeah.
are bridging such different kind of experiences and worlds. Any others you want to talk about?
No, I mean,
Yeah, that's really about it. That's going to be challenging.
yeah.
I do want to mention the flying stars briefly, not to go into all of them, but there's definitely a theme for the month. We really need earth energy. We really
Mm,
need to get grounded, get centered, and still, and to be still amidst the chaos and the uncertainty and all of that
yeah.
thing. And one suggestion would be to carry crystals, use crystals,
Mm,
sit with them, sleep with them, put them in your bathtub. Just connect with that crystalline energy. It's a stone, but it also carries the same frequency as that yin metal of the month, which is
mm,
all that translucency. And sometimes you pick up a crystal and you can see the little rainbow inside.
mm,
So crystal energy just feels really powerful. And if we're turning inward and doing this inner work, like the snake is asking us to, God, that crystalline energy can really help us connect to so much energy within the planet, all the other
mm,
crystals and the grids that are in place naturally
yeah.
and otherwise. Do you have any advice just overall or a final message?
Well, it's May, so in the northern hemisphere, go outside. Go outside,
Yeah,
put your feet on the grass, connect to the earth energy and ground, and take deep breaths outside. And
yeah,
I've got a little balcony out the back of my house, and I just go out there for a couple minutes every day and just take
yeah.
a breath and really just kind of connect, which I think is really, with all of the energy that we've talked about during this update, we're all going to need that grounding energy because there's
hmm
some weird things that are going to happen this month. So
Yeah, yeah. It'll be interesting play out. Do you have cards you're gonna pull?
I sure do. And I'm actually pulling from a new deck that I got
Ooh, what is it?
called the Sacred Forest Oracle. So
Is
I'm
that
not
Denise
really
Lynn?
familiar. Yes,
Oh, it's beautiful. I
Denise
haven't
Lynn.
seen that.
Yeah, our friend Autumn introduced me to it, and
Mm,
it is by far my favorite deck I've ever had.
really?
And yes. So I had just a bunch scatter. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this card, I don't know much about them, so I'm going to just read it. This is the Daffodil Fairy, New Beginnings.
Oh, it's a
I
number
find
10.
that interesting. Yeah, the number 10, which reduces to a 1, which is new beginnings. Um, Life goes in cycles, just as spring follows winter. A new cycle is beginning in your life. In the phases of Earth, the plants die in the fall so that there can be new birth in the spring. It's the universal dance of death and rebirth. There's a time to end and a time to begin, the this is the close of one cycle and the beginning of another. We associate the daffodil with spring as it is one of the first flowers to emerge after the snows. Its shapes echo the feeling of trumpeting in the new season.
Mm.
Its color suggests vitality, radiance, and sunshine. The appearance of this card brings a message to wipe the slate clean. It's time to release the old and start again. So that's a great thing. It kind of brings it back to the snake.
Yeah.
Let go of everything that's not serving you so that you can really step into this new path that you're embarking on, this new chapter. I love how in this card she's very playful and she's happy. The
Mm-hmm.
flowers and the daffodils are coming out. So get outside, everybody. Pay
Talk to
attention.
the fairies and the
Yeah,
gnomes and the elves
my
and stuff.
my husband planted some tulips last year and they're all
My
starting to come up in
favorite.
my backyard
Really?
and it's kind of fun to see those things, kind of
Mm-hmm.
come to life. So
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. As
thank you.
always, I love spending this time with you.
Please reach out to us if
Mhm.
you are needing support, if you're wanting to see what your chart is bringing for the month or even for the rest of the year. Please reach out
Yeah.
to us. We're both taking readings right now and
Your
we'd love to
chart
support.
shows where your strengths are,
Yeah.
right? So let's see where we need to focus for you to make it through this kind of time so
Yeah.
that you're not shaken off your core and you can navigate these changes and more comfortably and get rest. So many people are not resting like they should be.
Yeah.
Please get the rest.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
love you,
true.
friend. I love you all out
Love you
there.
too.
Take care. We look forward to hearing from you. Bye bye.
Bye.